A lot of us can link a lot of our trauma with not having a nurturing mother, not having an emotionally supportive mother, not having people communicating with us and teaching us how to communicate as young children in our home. We don't need a continuation of that. So if a woman is like that, it doesn't make sense for her to be with a beta male that's just gonna let that slide. She needs somebody that's gonna check that.
Trigger alert. Trigger alert. How do we approach this one? I'm going to come right out of it and I'm going to cut straight to the point. Do black women love beta males?
Do they?
What do you think?
Oh, I think the listeners should put a comment in the comment section whether you agree or disagree with that. Give your points to that question. Let me just relay it again. Do black women love beta males?
Yeah, because we see it all the time, right? Where black women, I'm generalizing, I'm not saying the whole spectrum. I'm just saying, that a lot of the things I may say or others may say, a lot of men feel the same. A lot of women feel the same. But they're in situations and have jobs and, they're on certain platforms where they're not allowed or they can't say certain things because of, losing their job or their livelihood or whatever situation. So we put together a platform where we are able to say these kind of things, even though we're not exempt from the backlash.
Yep, we're not.
Because that, this whole cancel culture of, black folks canceling each other and whatnot. And a lot of us are afraid to say certain things, but whatever. I'm going to say what I'm going to say because you can't cancel me. I still push the product out. It is what it is, so whatever. But the question is this: do black women love beta males? You heard a little snippet just a minute ago. We will tag that full video in the comments, in the first comment below, where you can listen to that, watch the video, and tell us some of your thoughts. Now, we have another video that talks about some of the stuff. We took it's a little snippet of that same clip, of that same, the video is about 30 something minutes. And we've just taken a little segment that we thought that was hot, that we want to talk about as well. So we will play that for you in a moment. But what do you think, man? What do black women
prefer beta males?
Exactly.
Now, like you said, we're generalizing. It's not all women. Some women, I agree. They do love beta males.
Your answer is yes.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yes. They love beta males because they see them as a pushover. They see them as in they can do what they want, get what they want. Fair play. And he's not going to say much or push back much in regards to what they want.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not going to add to that point just yet.
Okay.
Because I have another clip. And I want to play the clip before I respond to that. So I don't know if you're going to say anything more before I play the clip. Then we go. So, all right, cool. I'm going to play that clip. And then I'm going to respond to some of the stuff you just said.
Okay.
And add my own points. So without further delay, here's that clip.
So do modern black women prefer beta males? We're going to start with that question first. There are 4 types of black women that I know of that like beta males or that go for the beta males. That's women that were raised by men that were kind of on the soft side. Okay, they genuinely appreciate being with beta males. B, women that view masculinity as toxic for whatever reason. It could be something that they went through, something they saw their mother went through, whatever. But for whatever reason, if they feel like masculine men are toxic or abusive or whatever, then they will genuinely appreciate being with a beta male man that's a little bit on the softer side. C, women that are manipulative and controlling. They absolutely go for the beta male. And lastly, women that are no longer in their prime years go for the beta males. And so we're going to start off with that one, women that are no longer in their prime years.
All right, that's the end of that clip. That was a video, again, as I said, from a content creator called Sarah Lena.
Yep.
And we will tag the full clip so you can go back and watch it for yourself. I think she's a good content creator as well.
She is.
And she, you know, is representing it for the females.
She is.
A lot of women's going to call her a pick-me, but anyone that speaks to, any female that speaks the truth is going to get called all kinds of names. So whatever, just like any male content creator, dudes that's in the manosphere, you know, or any man situation that speaks positive things in regards to men, you're going to get bashed on that. But this is a subject that we should talk about, and I think we should bring it to the forefront. Now, she said a lot in the video, but let's talk about the little clip that we just played. She spoke about there's 4 kinds of black women.
Yep.
I'm in agreement with her. Maybe I could add a 5th and a 6th, but for the most part, I agree. I agree. Now let's talk about this. I got my notes. Now, we're already at an all-time high with single motherhood.
Yep.
In pretty much every country. If we go to England, we're in the UK, right? So we're in the UK, and we're the least married, most divorced, single mothers. You go to America, and I'm listing off the Western countries.
Yeah. The same
80% rate of single mothers in the black communities. Now, is beta males a contributing factor of that? So let me read off a little data, and this is from the UK. The black ethnic group made up 8.3% of single parent households with dependent children and 8.1% of other households. For example, multi-generational households with dependent children compared with 3.3% of generational population. What that means is we have too many damn single mothers. It's the truth, which segues me into my next point. Is it poor judgment? Now, I think, F that.
Okay.
It's obvious it's poor judgment. Now, I'm going to let you segue as I put here. You segue me into, you know, do you agree with the 4 types of women
Yep.
that typically go for beta males? What's your thoughts on that?
I agree with what Sarah Lena was saying in regards to the 4 types of women that love beta males. I agree with her totally. I've put down a few notes in regards to that.
Let me ask you a question before you even go into that. So you've experienced this. Have you experienced this? Like, you don't need to go personal into your situation, but for me, people that I've met, I see this all day long. I'm not going to lie. People in my own family, people in my everyday experience, school run, whatever. You know, I experience it every day.
Yeah.
This is the norm. We can't pretend that we don't see it.
Of women,
you know,
loving beta males.
There's a burning building. There's a burning building. I can't see the smoke. Oh my God. Let's not do it anymore. It's an everyday experience. For most of us, some people, not my people, I don't know what you're talking about. Stop lying.
There is someone in your family who has done, well, who has dated a beta male. That's a definite.
Beta males is all around us.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, are they exclusive when it comes to black women? And give us the 4 women, the 4 types of women that seem to love beta males, and put in the comments if this highlights someone in your family or someone you know, associate, whatever.
Okay, that rings a bell. Exactly.
Take it.
So let us know.
Yeah.
But yes, first one, women who were raised by fathers who were soft. Now, I'm sure a lot of women have soft fathers and they can admit that their father is very soft. There's some women who know other people who have soft fathers.
So explain soft fathers. Just for the people that don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. When your father is soft, or some people you will use different words. They'll say maybe your father's weak, your father's soft, or your father's a walkover, a pushover.
Okay.
So in that, in that direction. Now, women...
So basically, when the woman's in the driving seat and he rides shotgun, just to be clear.
The mother is the strong, dominant one.
The masculine one.
So then, exactly.
And the father's in his feminine frame.
Exactly.
I just have to clarify. But yeah, yes. Go on, man.
So when your father is soft, you don't tend to respect him. So then later on in life, you didn't learn to respect men because your father was really soft.
You make him sound like a princess.
Well, he's pushing along to that side, isn't he?
I'm just being facetious, man. Just forget about me. Forget about me, man.
Also, women learned not to work for what they want because it was given to them so easily, equaling you're entitled.
Fair enough.
Because your father is soft and he most likely gave you everything you wanted to.
He treated the mothers and the daughters, like a princess, and they got what they want without having to show their worth and do anything for it. Hence why they feel, why do I need to do anything whenever the daughters, whenever they met a husband or a viable man that they could spend their life with, whenever he was like, this is what I expect from a woman. And when he was like, hey, so what am I getting from you? Oh, just me.
Yeah, I am the bag. I am the table.
I'm the table.
That sort of thing, yeah.
Fair play, man. All right, cool. Just continue.
So basically, women love women love beta males because they're easy target and they can usually get what they want.
So what category of woman would you call that? What one is that? I don't know if you've put that in your notes.
Not in regards to that one. That's just like due to fathers being soft and how they raise their daughter. So then that daughter would go for a soft guy and that soft guy would be their target. They'll go for that soft guy.
So that sounds to me like a manipulative woman.
She is manipulative, yes. Do you know what? A lot of the points intertwine with each other.
Okay.
They intertwine with each other.
I hear you.
Now, let's move on to the next one. The next one is women who view masculinity as toxic and or abusive. And there's lots more of that follow that.
Explain that.
Basically, women who hate masculine alpha men because in their head, masculine men, they hold a lot of power, or men in general hold a lot of power.
Because we're the first, man. God made us first.
And women hate that. Some women hate that. So they hate your masculinity. They hate your alphaness. They hate your strongness. So
it's powerful, man. Let me speak deep in the mic. That Barry White thing.
Okay. They would call it masculine, toxic masculinity. Now, I believe that these women are feminists.
So can I ask a question then? If there's toxic masculinity, is there toxic femininity?
Yes. There's toxic.
Why you let me finish, man? Like, is there toxic femininity?
Yes.
So it's a double standard because there can't be one without the other. It's like saying there's left without right. There's right without left. It doesn't make any sense. So it's a double standard. It doesn't even make sense.
No.
Night without day. Okay. I'm trying to understand it.
Maybe, hopefully, a woman that fits this criteria can explain it to us, and then we will know the answer to that. But anyway, I believe these sort of women are feminists. They have to be.
You're feminist kind of women, okay?
You're feminist.
Okay.
You're very jealous of the masculine man. They want the same power that men want.
That men possess.
Men have, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And women like that they love to insult and throw daggers.
Okay, that's sign language that you're talking about, but it sounds to me like it's just modern day woman is feminism.
Yeah.
That's
Feminism.
what I'm hearing, the isms. That's pretty much what I'm hearing. Stop me if I'm wrong.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I add some more of your points, man.
Yeah, so we can move on to the next one. Women who are manipulative.
Manipulative. You know, you can't get the word out.
Tongue twisted there.
Yeah.
And controlling. Now, these women love beta males because obviously they can control them.
Okay.
The women are controlling. They feel they can control the beta male.
But they can control beta males. Because a beta male is a dude that's in second place and a woman's in charge. So clearly they can control him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't tend to be an alpha male because he's beta. So that's a cut and close case.
They manipulate them for their own selfish needs.
How do they manipulate them?
As in...
a woman's charge and some vajayjay. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. They use their cooch a lot in regards to that.
So, without their hoes, they're nothing. In the words of Patrice O'Neill. It is what it is, man.
Yes. Well, they see them as not having a backbone, and
okay,
beta males, they're seen as they see beta males as just being a convenience, and not actually what they want, but they want a beta male because just control.
Okay, so that's a couple of things that you've listed. Let me say a point, and then you can add the rest of your points. Do we live in a matriarchy construct where the women control the dynamics of things? Do the listeners agree or disagree? And I mean that in the black community. Now, in the black community, do we live in a matriarchy community where the women are in charge? I mean, big mama's house, auntie, mummy, blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. Mummy calls the shots. Whatever daddy says, don't go. Whatever mommy says, goes.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've heard it. Wait until your father gets home. You don't really mean that though, do you?
Some women do, but
exactly.
Some women
so
don't.
That's what I'm saying. We're generalizing. But people that's clued up know what I'm talking about. Because I'm generalizing. I'm not saying all. But I'm saying in the black community, do we live in a matriarchy community where the women are in charge?
The women, I think we do.
Why do you think we do?
In the black community, I think we do. Because let's be honest, the men are not allowed to have any form of control.
We're only good for
the D.
Bedroom fun and utility.
Yeah.
That's what we're good for. That's what men are good for in the black community. Not all. I'm generalizing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that's what we're good for. D, bedroom fun, utility. That's what it is in our community. Do you agree or do you disagree? Hit us in the comments. Tell me what you think. That's just why I think. Look at how, if we go back to our grandparents' era, those women were the unicorns somewhat. Not all, but for the most part, those women knew how to conduct themselves.
Yeah.
We fast forward 60 years. Let's just say, 55, 60 years from the women in the 1940s. Look at the way how they understood how things worked. And fast forward, let's just say 60 years. These new batch don't get it. And what I'm saying is that in our community, when we was going through, the strong racism and the effed up situations, our families and our women understood before feminism took its place.
Yeah. And
planted the seed of doubt in the black community. We was good, even through the struggles and the hardships. But then when they infiltrated our camp, right? And they planted that seed of doubt, those women didn't respect the men.
No.
The daughters don't respect the men.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Whether we want to admit that or not, Someone's going to say, not my mom, not my auntie. Yes, stop lying. Be honest and look within yourself. I do believe that we live in a matriarchy community where the women are in charge. I think the black community needs help.
They do.
I think that every other community understands hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
They understand that
Their
the
roles.
man executive roles, the man is the head of the household,
Mm-hmm.
the woman's a help me. They get it. If we go into biblical terms,
The women
they get it.
see that as being less than. Oh, I'm just a help me. I'm more than that. You are more. Look, there's nothing wrong with having a job and having a degree and having whatever other things you have. There's nothing wrong with that. Your husband would not have a problem with you having certain things. It's just the fact that the modern day woman does not want to admit
When you say the
that
modern
there
day
are
woman,
roles.
okay, when you say the modern day woman, let's keep it to black because people might get misconstrued.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about all women. I'm directing this conversation today.
black
This is
women.
a family conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't talking about primarily my family,
Mm-hmm.
your family. I'm talking about the black community.
Yeah.
It's a matriarchy community. The women's in charge. They don't rate the man. They don't
No.
respect the man.
No.
Not all of us. Maybe your nan, maybe in the 1940s, your nan respected her husband.
Mm-hmm.
But the mothers that came after that, boy, it was a... Let's just be real.
Yeah.
It's the truth. They didn't respect their men. You see what I'm saying? Facts. And it's still going on today.
Yep.
You know, okay. You spoke about beta males in the households. Those daughters don't respect their own fathers that kept the lights on, kept them their food in their stomach, kept their bellies full.
Clothes on their back.
Exactly.
All the
They
rest
say,
of it.
"Mommy did it all."
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at it like this. We had a conversation yesterday, right? And we was talking. Let's go into a little bit of that. And the white people, they when the fathers used to go out to the war or work, and they work pretty much they wasn't in the household, they would put pictures up on the mantelpiece and say, "Worship your father as the man of the household. He's bringing in the bread."
Yeah.
That's what the women were doing.
Yes. So even though the children didn't see much of their fathers, they knew that their fathers were out of the house for a reason.
And he was a valuable component of the white communities, the Asian communities, the Hispanic communities. They get it. I'm not saying to you, all of us don't get it, but the black community is in reverse.
Yeah.
Men act like women, women act like men. And there's so much stereotypes and so much bad information. And there's so many people that's pandering in our community. We have a epidemic of the elders ill-advising the younger in how they're supposed to move in life.
Yeah.
This is the truth. Whether we want to acknowledge the unflattering reality, it is what it is.
Yep.
That's just where I'm at with it. But what's your thoughts?
You mentioned the elders. Now, I have a question for the viewers or the listeners.
Okay.
Are the elders putting in work to help raise strong masculine men, or are they contributing to make our sons and grandsons weak?
Listen, people can put in the comments the answer to what they think that is. But I'll say this. The same men that were blowing out those women's backs, no matter what era it was, the same men that were blowing those women's backs out, they're raising their sons to be the opposite of that. So they're raising their sons to be beta males, weak. They're raising their sons to, buy her flowers and yada, yada, yada. And I'm not saying a guy can't do or be nice to his girl. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they raise their sons to be these weak son husbands, these weak beta males.
Yep.
And realistically, if the same sons that they're raising was to holler at those women if they wasn't their sons, they wouldn't be blowing out nobody's back.
Nope.
No. It wouldn't be happening. Let's just be real. So whether they consciously know what they're doing or unconsciously know what they're doing, it's happening.
Yeah.
And it's an effed up situation. It is what it is. Now, I think I think you had some points in regards to the types of women, because I wanna almost end on the women, the elder women. And I know they got their sickle pork, machete, and they want to cut. But they can slice. I got tough skin. I hear you.
There was one more.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 types of black women who love beta males, there was one more.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was women who are no longer in their prime.
Ooh. That's your car window.
Yes. So women like this. Women who are...
I'm being facetious, man, but start again, man.
Women who...
is no longer in their prime.
Who are no longer in their prime. They accept and settle for the beta male because she can't get any better.
Oh, now she wants to cash out.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
Yes, she wants to cash out with the beta male because she can't get any alpha males, because the alpha males do not, or she cannot attract an alpha male. Well, that's for obvious reasons. Do I talk over this one? They accept beta males because they don't want to be alone, and a beta male is the safe choice. Now, women do have a choice. They either accept the beta male or they become a cat lady and they're single for the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. A lot of them they'll go for the beta male just not to be lonely. But some women are thinking, F that, I ain't trying to be with no beta male. I'd rather be alone.
Okay. So women typically, from their hardwiring and not their software, as in their social conditioning, their hardwiring is hypergamous. Their hypergamy says, I want the top tier man.
Yep.
No matter what their social conditioning is and the social framework and constructs are, where they say, oh, go for a beta male, blah, 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 right? Women typically want the top tier man because their hardwiring tells them they yearn for this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. Oh, they yearn for this. No. But I'm just okay. I'm being facetious. But I'm saying this though, right? But they in the black community, women typically go for lesser, and that segues me into a point. Why do black women fight so hard for so little? Example: the right to wear bonnets on their head when and where they want. Facts. Twerking everywhere, whenever, wherever, whatever. Okay. And the weaves. Ladies, we don't like the weaves. Don't get me wrong, I'm generalizing, but for the most part, put in the comments if you know a black man that's of a certain caliber that likes your weave. I'm not saying to you some of them don't look all right, but for the most part, we like your natural hair.
I think the men should put in the comments, because we hear a lot from women. I think the men should put in the comments if you like your black woman, because we're talking about black women here. If you like your black woman to wear a weave or
they don't like
to
that
stay
shit, man.
natural.
I see that shit. I'm just.
That's you, and
I'm be real.
We have to go by what the public say.
Again, having the stereotypes of the angry black woman. Now, let's just be real. There's a stereotype of the angry black woman. And even though some women might say, that's not me, certain women is a representation of you. Yeah. Certain black women is a representation of you.
It's not certain women.
All black women is a representation of you.
Exactly.
So there's this thing called, what's the word? Staying on code, for example. And I can't remember the word off the top of my head right now, but certain women represent you, and by them looking a certain way, it makes you look a certain way.
Yeah.
And people have that stereotype of all of us, right?
Yep.
So I've also put, you got Miss Independent. I don't need no man. That's a problem. You got queens or divas or bad bitch. And I'll say this. Am I reaching? Am I reaching? Or am I preaching? Is this the norm in the black community? I'm generalizing, but for the most part, is this something you see all day long? Why do we strive for so little?
It's a good question.
We do. Put in the comments if I'm reaching or am I preaching. We strive for so little. We back in the days, right, in racism times, right, when it was peak, they were fighting, you know, for actual rights, equality. Now we're fighting to wear bonnets on our head. I remember once upon a time, right, going to the airports, we used to dress up because traveling to different countries was more for the uppity, more for the up class,
luxury.
right? Exactly. It's people that make a certain money that can travel, and they would dress up in their best to travel abroad and kind of show out and do their thing. Now they're arguing. I can wear my bonnet wherever, whenever I want. Bonnet is to keep your hair clean and fresh for the next day. You're supposed to wear it to bed.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Your bonnet, just like your headscarf, before bonnets came out, it's just like having your headscarf. You wrap your hair for bedtime. You wake up in the morning and you take the headscarf or bonnet off and style your hair.
Why are you being nice?
And leave the house.
The question is this: why are you being nice when you know what the bonnet's for? They know what the bonnet's for too.
They know, yeah. But I have to remind them what it's for.
So then,
it's for sleeping.
By you reminding them,
and that's it.
By you reminding them, there's a truth to what I'm saying.
Of course, there's a truth. Yeah,
it's an unflattering truth, but it's a truth nonetheless. It is what it is.
It's gone as far as the school. Schools
Go on, say. I know you're gonna say. Yeah.
The children, and we know it's going to be black females, to wear bonnets to school. Now, you're not allowed to wear a do-rag. You're not allowed to have different color hair. You're not allowed to do all sorts of things, but you're allowed to wear a bonnet to school.
What happened to class? What happened to etiquette? What happened, man? Where did we go wrong? Am I reaching or am I preaching? It is what it is.
Sad times, man.
I'll say this, man. The reason why black women, I'm generalizing, the reason why they don't want high caliber or the top tier man, I'll put in my notes, by the way, I'm reading it off, because the top tier men typically have demands and there's things that they won't stand for.
Yep.
And for the most part, sisters don't want to put in the work. I'm generalizing because I got a highlight, because you know you got some fools. Why is he saying all black women unsubscribe? Shut up. That's not what I'm saying. It's the truth. Let's be real. Now, I'm not saying to you this doesn't happen in other communities, but for the most part, a top tier man in other communities, women flock to those men. No matter if he's a white dude, Asian, other, Hispanic, they flock to those top tier men because they know those men are hard to come by. In our community, everyone's even. Everyone's even. Even though the top tier men can elevate your life. Let's use in the words of Patrice O'Neill. I, the king, me, the king. Get it? I can elevate a peasant to the highest position of queen. If you're a queen and I marry into your queendom, I'm the queen's husband.
Yep.
You can't elevate me to my highest position.
Yep.
Me being a man does that. Other communities understand that.
Facts upon facts upon facts.
Why don't we understand that? So what I'm saying is that
we should understand that,
because
it's very simple.
Exactly, it's simple. But what I'm saying is this: when it comes to top tier, high caliber men, our sisters don't want to put work in because those top tier men, or let me not even say top tier men, those masculine men, even if they're average, they got demands. If I bring in the bread and I play my traditional role as a traditional black man, a king, organ energy, and I do my thing, cool, I expect you, when I come home from work, could I have a meal prepped? Can you iron my clothes? Can you wash the clothes? Can you take care of the kids? Because I'm doing my part. I don't have a problem in helping you when I get back, but I'm tired. Can I get a back rub? We're not getting that. We're saying, if it's a top tier or masculine man or whatever, right? He's saying, this is unacceptable. When I come home, I expect this.
Yeah.
But a beta male comes home, he's taking off his clothes. You've done nothing all day. He ain't placing no demands on you. You love men like that because you don't want to put the work in. I'm generalizing, but this happens more time. And because weak men, listen, you're going to have weak men right now. People can say they're listening to our podcast, and those dudes gonna try to challenge their woman. Well, S.Banks TV said, stop listening to that show. I told you. And then whenever they put us on, man's gonna be like this. Cut that shit, man. Stop saying.
Yeah.
Stop talking like that, man. You're offending my girl. Beta males. Facts. What do you think?
It's true. The guys, they were like, nah, I can't listen to that, man. My girl's here. My girl's in the room. I can't switch on those sort of things.
I got to turn that stuff off.
Exactly.
Quick.
Talking about, men, you should elevate yourself or anything of the sort.
Or else they're going to get their car windows.
Yeah. You're not allowed to do that. For the beta male, you're not allowed to, because you'll get in trouble and you'll be sent to the naughty step.
There may be trouble ahead.
Or you'll get sent to stand at the wall to think about what you just did, which is sad to say, but
like you're a school child.
That happens. Like she's your mother.
But again, it goes back to my point. We live in a matriarchy community where black women's in charge. We live in reverse of things. It is what it is. I'll put my final point to this, right? The question I put is, how do black women view black men or men in general? Put in the comments below. How do you view black men? Do you view black men as your kings? Do you belong to us? Do we belong to you? I don't hear no swirling rubbish. And that's people that date outside the race. I don't hear no swirlers. I want to hear, what's your views on black men? Do you see them as your equal? Do you rate them? What's your thoughts on it? Is there truth to what we said? Do we live in a matriarchy construct where the women are in charge?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it? Do black women put the work in? Do they want to put the work in? Do they even value men enough to even put the work in? There's so many questions I had. Listen, I could have said so many things, but I'm not going to even go too deep into it. There's only so much I can say in one podcast. We can do another one and we can talk about it some more. But that's just some of my thoughts on it. I know you got your notes, man. Add some notes and then, we can go from there, man.
Yes. My last question is, and this is directed at the listeners also, is raising your sons to be beta males a generational issue?
Okay, that's to the listeners, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll answer. I'll say my thoughts on that a little bit. I'll just kind of give a little bit on it. It's kind of a no-brainer. So far, yeah. Again, the same men that were blowing those mothers' backs out, those women are raising those sons to be the opposite of those men.
Yep.
So clearly they're raising their sons to be beta males for the next women that's coming along. And then those women, the youngers, are complaining about the batch of men that they got.
Yeah.
And those same mothers are raising their daughters to be queens and divas.
And not teaching them to become wives.
Yeah. Don't cook, don't clean, but you know they want a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're gonna get a big. I don't
I thought
think
it's gonna
so.
be dun, dun, dun.
I should put that too. But put in the comments what you think, and that's just where we at with it.
Yes, sadly.
So, do you have anything that you want to add before we close out? Feel free to add your points, man.
My final thoughts.
Oh, Jerry Springer time.
My final thoughts would be women that love beta males.
No, say black women that
Black
love
women
beta
that
males.
love beta males.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth because that's the conversation today.
Yes, it's about black women.
Do
yes.
black women love beta males?
I can somewhat understand why, but at the same time, why would you want to have control over your men if men are the first, men are the kings, men is the head, and women, we should see ourselves as the neck. Men are the head, women are the neck.
You speaking that Fantasia?
Oh yeah, she did say that actually.
You're speaking that Fantasia?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are the neck. Women came second, the man came first.
So
we have to accept this. And when you do accept this, you'll find that you just live a better life, to be honest with you.
So
when
we're better together than apart.
Yeah. When it comes to being in a relationship with someone, you will find that your relationship works 10 times better, and you won't be going for those beta males.
If we just understand our roles pretty
roles
much.
and places, yeah.
Yeah.
And for women not to view your place as being less than or negative or bad.
Yeah, that's true, man. It's just how they choose to view it. But, you know, feminism has done a number on us and it's
They've
effed
lied
us up, you know.
to you.
What's her name? Gloria Steinberg.
Yeah.
You know, infiltrated the camp, you know, and
look her name up on Google and you will see that you was lied to.
You'll see Wagwan with that. You know, it is what it is, you know, but we got Google now so people can research the information in what we're talking about. But the question remains, do black women love beta males? I'm going to say for the most part, yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do. Should they?
No.
Deal with, let me finish.
You can
finish. Should black women deal with beta males? No. Because look at the future. If there's those beta males that's leading the next, you know, dudes into battle or wherever our situation may be, we're going to lose.
Yep.
And those women that feel strong, they feel masculine, one box and you turn right back feminine. So you might feel like you could take on an army. That's just feeling. Let that be into reality, the unflattering truth. They turn you right back into a female. Stop it. So what's the future looking like for us? Should you deal with a beta male? Should you deal with beta males? No. Listen to the first part of the podcast. Sarah Lena done told us. I agree with her. It is what it is. That's just where I'm at with it. Anything more to add?
Nope. I think we're finished here with this podcast. Leave your comments down below. Make sure to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, give us your thoughts, and please share our content.
Share this, and we'll see you again soon.
Yep, very soon.
Peace. I'm out.
Peace.